All right, so in a previous video, we talked about the ring dip, how it relates back to our squat, push-up, jump, and posture. In this video, what we're gonna do is talk about how to scale the ring dip. That way we can progress ourselves to eventually doing regular ring dips without any help. The ring dip is a difficult, more advanced movement that requires a lot of strength and stability of the shoulder. So the first way we like to do is we grab a band, we'll wrap it around one of the rings, just pull it through. It's the same way we wrap it for maybe a pull-up or a push-up. Then we're just going to place it over the other side. The good thing here is we have different thicknesses of bands we can use, but also within one band, if I pull it through further, it's going to make it easier and give me more help. If I pull it away, it's going to make it harder. So in the middle of a workout, if I need to make it a little harder, a little easier, I can make little adjustments. But as we're using the band, just make sure that you put your hand on top. That way it doesn't slip through. So it's tied on one end, loose on the other end. I'm just going to put my hand on it. Then I'm going to put one knee in it. Be careful of this one, especially if you're like me and you have leg hair. It can get a little uncomfortable sometimes. But what we're going to do is just put my hand on it, shoulders back, twist in. So the setup, how we're going to perform the ring dip is the same. But now as I go down, that band just helps support me a little bit. So we really like this one because we get the exact angle of our shoulder that we're looking for, where this scaling method kind of falls a little flat, is we don't have to deal with the instability of the rings, because as soon as we get that band going and get pressure on it, the band actually holds the rings in there. So we have a couple of other options that are a little bit better, but they're a little bit harder to gauge and adjust for your level. So as we're doing this, what we're looking for is about 4 ring dips should be easy. If doing 4 ring dips is hard in any way, then we either need to use a little bit thicker band, use an easier variation, or what we need to do is take the reps down in the workout a little bit. So the first variation is we're going to get a box out and we're going to put our feet on it. Get my shoulders back, twist in. I always like to do this stuff before I put weight on, because as soon as I put weight on, it's really hard to get organized. So get organized before you load your body. Okay? The rings are going to stay next to me. So I'm not doing what looks like a chair dip or a tricep dip you may have seen. I actually need to move my hips around. So what I'm going to do is as I go back, I push my hips back as I lean into it, and then I come back up. So what I'm trying to get the rings to do is the rings just trace right down my side. To get that to happen, I'm going to need to lean into it a little more, and my butt is going to go back a little bit more. So once again, hips go back, the rings stay at my side. We see a lot of people put those rings behind them, and now we're doing a movement that's not quite what we're looking for. Another variation, that would probably be the easiest variation here. This has the benefit of giving us that instability of the rings, making you fight for it. A little bit harder variation is I'm going to put the box on the other side. What we don't want this to turn out to be is looking like a push-up. We want it to look like a ring dip. So then I'm going to get my shoulders set, create that rotation, and I'm going to bend my knees so my chest is up and down. Now I'm just going to let myself go down and press up. So now I take on more body weight. I still have to deal with the instability here, but I've got some of my weight taken off by the box. So those are 3 amazing variations. Some people like more than others. All of them have their plus and minuses. The bands are great because we have different thicknesses and it's easier to adjust how easy or hard it is. The box is great because we have to deal with the instability. So what I would recommend is for one workout, use a band. For another workout, play around with the box. Bounce back and forth, see which ones you like more. And then eventually over time, these positions are going to develop doing a regular ring dip. Remember, it's going to be just like the push-up and the pull-up. The way we're going to progress you is first by finding the method that's going to make 4 to 5 really easy. And then once you've got some practice and build your confidence there, we're going to make the variation harder. So if we're going to start in the easier variation with our feet in front of us, We can make this harder the next time we do it by putting our feet behind us. But since we've made it harder, we're going to want to take the reps down in the workout. So we might start with doing maybe 50% of the reps written on the board, and then work up to 60, 70, 80, 90, 100% of the reps. And once we're comfortable there, then we go to the next hardest variation, and we keep repeating that over and over again until we're doing the full movement. All right, play around with it, enjoy.